Tired of losing battle after battle in the sky, the Autobots create the ultimate robot jet, Jetfire. Transformers, more than meets.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, toy enthusiasts and those new to Tough Nerd Toys LLC. I'm your host, Uncle Nerd, and welcome to another episode of Busted Open. Busted It Open since 2007. And today we'll be reviewing Transformers Generations thrilling 30th anniversary 2014 Level 3 Advanced Jetfire Leader Class with Photon Missile Launcher. Okay, I know this figure is old because it says it came out in 2014, right? But I didn't happen to get a hold of this until I was scouring the net looking for a masterpiece figure, and I happened to come across this guy. I didn't know, you know what? I just don't see how I missed him because, like, I've always wanted a good Jetfire figure, and they had one from back in the day, which was, I had the original as a child. Then they had re-released one, I think in like early 2000 or 2003. We're going to do a comparison with that because I do have that figure. But this one right here, to me, I think it embodied Jetfire a la Skyfire, so on and so, whatever you want to call them, completely. Because there's always been an issue with Hasbro, because initially Jetfire was like one of the Macross jets that that somehow Takara got a hold of or something like that. It was a big controversy with Jetfire. Then they changed his name to Skyfire. Then they did this, they did that. It was a whole big stuff. That's why you barely saw him in a cartoon, if any. I mean, I think Jetfire may have had like three or four episodes he was in, if that. And then after that, they just took him out of circulation. And I've always loved Jetfire, especially when they did his origin story with Starscream and everything like that, where he was a former archaeologist along with Starscream before the wars broke out, and then he went into hibernation because I think he was fighting with Starscream, something that happened, but they were good friends when they were young or whatever case may be, back when they were archaeologists and stuff like that. But we're going to look at the box real quick, and the box is actually pretty decent. I mean, you got like... you got the logo right, you know, you got some nice art right here, you got the Jetfire name down here, you got the figure right here, and the window box right there, and you got the Autobot symbol right there, and you can turn it on the side, and you got the Autobot face right there. And yeah, I know this is an old figure, but I'm reviewing it because this is my first time getting a hold of it. You gotta excuse the box because I ordered it off of Amazon, and the guy sent it to me in a baggie. Yeah, this came from across seas in a bag. So yeah, I'm lucky I got it at all. But the artwork is nice, and it tells you right here the level of what's that, 21 of 30. And I actually got them for a pretty decent price, so I jumped all over it. I was like, oh, okay, I get to have a pretty decent Jetfire, and I was expecting to see like, and you know what, they did it like, sorry to cut myself off, sorry to be talking ahead of myself. I'm just so excited about this figure. They had the old stats like back in the day on the old cars, like strength, intelligence, speed, rank, courage, fire blast, skill. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. This is great. And it says right here, it has a little info right here. It says, Jetfire is ancient and powerful, but he would prefer to stay hidden in the background rather than on the front lines. He is a peaceful robot at heart, preferring the stately, ordered excitement of science to the frenzy of battle. But the reckless ambition of the Decepticons and the senseless violence of their war sickened him, so he left Cybertron to go into hiding. He slumbered in peace for years, reawakened by the arrival of the war on Earth. He decided to once again to enter the fight, this time on the side of the Autobots, and this time to end it for good, at whatever cost. Whatever cost. And it says it has turbo thrusters, which is this right here. And it has a removable helmet that it says right here. I mean, it's a pretty good looking figure. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bust this baby open and see how nice it really is, okay? You gotta kind of like, you know, understand where I'm coming from with this figure, because I've always loved Jetfire. I've always loved Jetfire. So I'll be right back with that, and we're gonna check them out, all right? So here we have Jetfire outside of the package, and I mean, he looks absolutely cool. I really like him. I really like this Jetfire, man. Look at it. He has a nice rounded shoulders right here, and look, check this out. For all you G1 fans as myself, you can actually take this mask off to reveal his face. So you can go between like the cartoon, like if you remember the TV commercial version, he actually had this face piece on. But then as like they started having like legal issues with Takara, no, I forgot the name of the company that was taking care of the Macross figures at that time. They started changing him and they gave him this face right here, which is actually pretty good. I like it. Really, really good. I mean, he has like the, you know, he's not loose at all, but you're going to have to peg in a lot of spots and everything. But his joints are very stiff. His arm goes all the way around as far as it can go. He has a nice crotch split right here. For a Transformer, he's actually pretty good. He's on a single hinge knee right here. There's no swivel within the ankles or anything, but there's swivel up here, swivel right here. You got a little, no swivel in the wrist, I see, but you got, you know, you go around right here. They can pivot out, so on and so forth. The head goes around if you wanted to, because it's all on one assembly. It's actually on two assemblies, but this part goes up and down. It pivots up and down, so the neck twists all the way around. And I mean, his articulation is pretty decent, especially for a big figure, and this coming from Hasbro. All right, but I mean, it's not without its faults, but it's not that bad. And yeah, I just shot that missile off real quick. I didn't mean to do it, but I did it. He has nice little blasters on the side and everything like that. As far as the plastic goes, plastic is pretty much like the lightweight plastic. He's not as heavy as you would think he is. He's actually pretty light, but he's not too light. You know, he has a nice little cockpit, but it's not. This is not going to be the cockpit to the jet mode. This is actually just like I don't know. I guess they just put that on him for whatever reason, you know. But he's actually a pretty decent figure. I love the designs on him. I love the way he looks. For a Hasbro figure, because I actually was looking for a masterpiece figure when I came across him, because I was looking for a masterpiece Jetfire, because yeah, we'll get into that too, because I do collect the masterpiece figures and the third-party ones, because they do some phenomenal work. You think Hasbro's work is good and Takara's work is good, you got to check out some of these third-party ones, which I will be reviewing those very soon. I mean, his weapon, he comes with a nice little blaster. I don't like this little shiny red little acrylic type paint that they have on here. They could have just made it either black or solid red, but it's not bad. The helmet is pretty decent, as I showed you before. It has a little launching missile right here that you can shove in there like that. I mean, you know, as a whole, he's a pretty decent figure. I like him. I'm not disappointed with him at all. You know, he has a little, this is going to be the front end of the piece, but see, like, you got these little hollow bits right here and stuff, but they needed that so that you can flip the feet up for the transformation. They engineered it pretty good, so it's not that bad, you know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I mean, like, you have the, like, this right here might be a little deal breaker for some people, but I'm not that meticulous about it. I don't really care. I mean, I'm just happy to get a pretty decent cartoon accurate, like semi-cartoon accurate Jetfire figure. I've always been a fan of Jetfire, especially when I saw that episode that he was once, you know, an archaeologist and all that other stuff like that. But yeah, he's a pretty good guy. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go into the transformation of him, okay? All right. Now, his transformation is actually pretty simplistic. So what you want to do, you want to separate these first, right here. Separate the shoulder pieces right here. Me, myself, I take this piece off on the back so that he can really get ready to transform him, because it's going to run, you'll see what part, like this part right here is going to run into a little bit of a problem, but not much. Once you get the hang of transforming him, he's not that hard at all. He's not, but it's just that it's a little, he has some weird spots on him. So we're going to take this whole assembly off because it comes off easily right there. And what you're going to do, you're going to take this whole centerpiece right here. You're going to bring that down like that. You're going to take these arms up like this. Take the other arm up like that. Bring them both together. And then you twist these in like this, because this is going to be the bottom of the ship right here. All right. Then what you can do is make sure you take these flaps right here, because he has these two little flaps right here on the back right here. You're going to bring these up like that, because you're going to have to take this whole assembly and bring it up. But he's basically simplistic. So what you're going to do is take his legs right here, bring these over to the side, take the feet, flip the feet in like this, and you're going to do the same thing to the other side, but you want to straighten out this little part right here. You see this? This little area right here, all of this comes down and around like that. He's a little stiff, so you got to kind of like bear with me here. I'm trying not to, you know, crack him or break him, and you do the same for the other leg as well. Make sure you twist these out and flip these up, okay? As you can see, you can probably see what's coming together so far. This is going to be like the bottom of the ship, or whatever you was call it, super jet or something like that. And you want to take this piece right here. If you look real good in, I'm trying to, yeah, there we go. You see these two little pegs? These two little pegs are going to peg into these holes right up here. So you want to bring this down like that, peg them in very securely, line them up. There you have his boosters. All right. Take some of the, you know, take some of these pieces, take these little blasters right here, straighten them out, because that's going to be like the, you know, like the undercarriage of the jet. Fold this leg out a little bit right here, kind of like bring it out on a little bit of a diagonal. Click it once, I guess, and click this leg a little bit right here, and you're going to tab it in right under here. If you look real good, I'm trying to get you, yeah, it's a tab right under here. You can bring these wings out like that, but you're going to tab it in right there it is. Just trying to so you could see it, and that keeps the legs into place for you. Boom. And you bring the other one over here. You like that into place right there. They're kind of hard to like keep into place, but once you get it tabbed in, it'll stay secured. You just got to give it a nice squeeze. Give it a nice squeeze all the way around, especially where the little tab parts connect that. You just got to squeeze it in. All right, and so you want to take these parts right here. Make sure they're very straight. Make sure they're real straight, okay? Now this is kind of like the difficult part. You take his head around and twist it like that so it doesn't show when he transforms. You want to keep these flaps up, but you want to take this whole assembly right here and bring it up just like this. Don't be scared, because I was scared I was going to break it. But all of this right here, all of this has to link up with this. So this is the part where it gets a little bit weird, because you start looking at it and you'll be like, man, this is a straight piece. How does this come up like that? Just bring it up. Don't be scared, because I was a little bit at first, because you want this to meet up with here. Oh, sorry. You see how it snapped into place? Bring the whole assembly up to where it lines up. You see? And then you're going to take these flaps and bring them down securely like that. Take this piece, bring it down, give it a nice squeeze. Hold on one second. I'm going to just bring it a little bit closer so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. Give it a nice squeeze right there. Give them a nice squeeze all the way around. Bring these flaps out right here. Lock these legs in, because they get a little difficult, you know. They get a little difficult, but just lock them in into the little peg right here. Squeeze, give it a squeeze. He's a pretty big guy, so, I mean, like, some parts you really got to push into place again. Okay, so we got all of that part right there. And then what you can do, I usually take this piece right here, put it right here. You know, it's going to hinge in right in here, right in these two little spots right here. Straighten it out a little bit. And line it up and clicks right in. All right. So there you have his little turbo thrusters on the back right there. Then, like, now this right here, you can put the weapon that he has, you can put that under here if you want to. Me, myself, I don't like it right there because it looks stupid. So what I'll do to give it a little bit of like kind of an eclectic look, I'll just what I'll usually do is just take it. I'll show you real quick. I take it and I hinge it and I plug it into one of these ports right here. To me, it looks like, I don't know, it just makes him look a little bit more menacing. It looks a little odd because he has one long blaster, you know, like on the side of his wing, but it's still kind of cool. It's better than just having it up there because it looks stupid up there, believe me when I tell you. But to each his own. And then you finally bring these wings up like this, and there you have Jetfire or Skyfire in his vehicle mode. And you can bring the landing gear right here. You have wheels right here. And you bring the landing gear right there. Boom, you have him. There he is in his wonderful vehicle mode. Looking great. This is a great homage to the Jetfire I grew up with. I mean, I really like it. Yeah, I keep calling him Jetfire because when I first saw the TV commercial and I begged my mother to get him for me, that's what his name was, Jetfire. Then by the time he reached the cartoon, he was Skyfire. Then it was one time I could have swore on one of the episodes I heard them call him Jetfire. So it's just so many different names. But I'm just happy that they came out with this figure. And this is him in his robot mode. He looks great. Only problem I had is that if you look right here on the tip, let me bring it a little bit closer for you. If you look right here on the tip, I've only had this figure for about 2 days, right? And so far, it started collecting like some dust, some thick dust right there. But other than that, the detail is good. I don't like the acrylic, the shiny acrylic paint that they put on here. They could have done away with that. Like I said, I would have like understood more if they just left it a solid red or solid black or whatever the case may be. But I mean, other than that, I really have no complaints with this figure. He has and I mean, he feels solid. He doesn't feel, especially in his vehicle mode, he feels very solid. I mean, like, he feels good. He looks like, he feels like a substantial figure. He's not bad at all. So what we're going to do right now, I just want you guys to look over him one more time in his vehicle mode. And what we're going to do now, we're going to give him a measurement from nose to tail. Nose to tail, he's about like 11 inches, which is actually pretty good. And now we're going to transform him real quick, if you don't mind. We get, you know, because I don't want to make this too long for you guys, because I've had you long enough. But I was just so excited. And I know it's an old figure, but I just happened to get a hold of it myself. And I've been playing with it ever since. I love this figure. So what we're going to do, the transformer is actually pretty simple. You put these wings down, take this piece off like that, fold this up. You can take this part right here where the arms are hinged in at. Let me bring it a little bit closer so you guys can see it. Take this part right here, bring all of this back. Be careful, bring it up. What you want to do is just bring the legs out like this. Or actually, you know what would be even better? You bring the landing gear up, take this up. Take this piece, be careful, because remember, it comes on kind of weird. And bring all of this down. Hold the flaps up too as well. Bring all of this down. This whole centerpiece right here, which is going to be his head. You bring that down. All right? Now from here, smooth sailing. The main part you're going to have a problem with transforming them is this piece right here, because you actually have to just force it. You have to force it to go up for you to really get like the connection that you're looking for. So you take these legs like this. You can leave this part like this, because this is gonna, these legs right here are gonna lock this part in right here. So you take these legs like this. You're basically just still staying on this side right here. If you can see it, you can pretty much see him coming together. You take these legs, bring them like this, bring them like that. Take the whole leg, the thigh and knee and everything, straighten it out, twist it around like that, twist it around like that. All right? Bring these feet out like this. You just easily just flip these guys out right here. bring this whole piece up. But before you do that, you want to take these arms out, all right? Because everything is just going to fall into place. You'll see. You bring that whole centerpiece up like that. Take these legs, give it a nice little push to make sure it's up, and make sure these are all the way down so you can bring all of this up, okay? Take these legs, bring them together nice and tight, and you can see his crotch is forming right here. Take these pieces back here, flap them up, bring them back. Take these arms right here, peg them into the little, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little hole right here that holds the shoulders on, like that. And you do the same thing on this side over here. Oh, let's see, right there. Oops, so sorry. There we go. There we go. Nice and tight. Straighten them out a bit. Still got a little bit of ways to go, but you're pretty much done at this point. And again, like you got to give them a nice little squeeze to make sure everything stays insecure. Take his head, spin it around like that. Take his blaster, put it in either hand that you prefer. Me, myself, I prefer the right hand. And you take this, now me, myself, I like the back, like when he came assembled like this, okay? And bring the wings up a little bit like that, yeah. He came assembled with the backpack, his thrusters right here. They were locked in on a downward position. But the way I remember my action figure being as a kid, Jetfire actually had, let me pull this down, actually had this piece turned up like that. And I bring this up like that, and it looks like the Jetfire, I mean, it's a little bit big, but it looks like the Jetfire I grew up with. And you can, whether you know it or not, this is weird though. This is weird. This is real weird. You can take this blaster right here, and if you don't want to, like, they did this. You can take the blaster and put the mask on it like this. Yeah, weird, right? I don't know why they did this, but I guess that's to make sure you don't lose it. And you can stick it on like that, and that's how his blaster is gonna, you know, if you don't want to have the mask on or whatever case may be, which is weird. I know it's weird, but that's what they did. And at first, you know, I was like, what? Because I happened to see like a friend of mine with the same figure, and he had the mask on there. I was like, what is that doing on there? Because I showed it to him, and he was like, yeah, I have that figure. And you know, here's the thing. This is the reason why I don't like the acrylic paint or the shiny paint that you're using, because already it's chipping, and I've only had this for a day or two. 2 days to be exact. Okay, it's insecure now. Not insecure, it's insecure. It's stuck insecure. But yeah, he's a pretty good guy. I like him. I really like him. And this is him in his robot mode. So let's take a look at him in his robot mode. And here he is in comparison to a Masterpiece figure. I mean, he doesn't scale quite correctly with the Masterpiece figures as he does the Takara Transformers. But I mean, you know, if you want to play with them with the Masterpiece figures, I guess you can. But me myself, I still think the Masterpiece figures are a little bit too big to scale in size with this figure. But I mean, like with me, there's really no definitive of how I pretty much mix and match my Transformers or play with them, because like some Masterpiece figures, to me, fit in scale with what the character is supposed to represent. And we'll get into that like in another video. But this is right here. This is him in comparison with a Masterpiece figure. And this is him. This is Jetfire or Skyfire in comparison to the Hasbro Transformers. And I think he fits in very, very well with them. I mean, look, he's the perfect size for Starscream. He's the perfect size against the combiners, so on and so forth. So I think he is absolutely perfect in terms of scale. Yeah, he's great. I'm loving him. I'm loving this guy. I'm loving the way like they did him, and I'm very happy that I happen to be looking for a masterpiece Skyfire or Jetfire, and I happen to come across this guy. So now I have a Jetfire that fits in line with my Hasbro Transformers. So, you know, I just want to thank you guys again for tuning in. I know this video ran pretty long, but I just wanted to do like a pretty precise and concise review of Jetfire a la Skyfire, which one you want to call them. But I just want to thank you guys for your support. I appreciate you stopping by. I mean, I really, really thank you guys for, you know, all the support, the donations, everything. Because I wouldn't be able to purchase these figures. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't have the ambition or gall to keep doing these videos. I mean, like, you know, the things you guys say to me, I mean, whether positive or negative, I take them all and I absorb it and see where I need improvements. And again, if you feel there's anything that I should improve on my videos, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. So with that being said, that brings this review to a close. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe here on YouTube and share this video. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and finally Twitch for more unedited dialogue, news, reviews, and gameplay. Finally, don't forget to hit the donate button, as any little bit counts and is greatly appreciated. Not to mention a portion of the proceeds go to various charities. I'm Uncle Nerd, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, if you buy a toy, bust it open. You will do as you're told! Skyfire! Jetfire, or Skyfire, what?